all. Today we're going to do an unbagging of Fire in the Lake Tru'ng. This is a new card-based non-player update to Fire in the Lake, Insurgency in Vietnam, which is a part of the coin series published by GMT Games. Now you're probably asking, why do we need a new solo bot for Fire in the Lake when it comes with a solo bot of sorts? If you're familiar with the coin games, you're probably familiar with seeing these kind of decision trees that actually replicate or serve as the non-player actions during the game. And you'll have a decision or a question box, and depending on what the circumstances are, you'll go over to the different resolution boxes, and it'll tell you what to do depending upon that situation. And it keeps on going over to even special activities. And you have this for each of the 4 different factions that are in the coin game. So why do we have this? Well, this is a new system that is based actually on the solo system from Gandhi, another coin game put out by GMT Games. And in that game, Bruce Mansfield developed a system called Arjuna, which is a solo system based on cards. And so you'll have these cards here that replace the decision tree, and basically has it self-contained in the cards, and you'll draw the cards, and depending on the circumstance, you'll either play what's on the card or possibly even have to draw another card. And then you also have these non-player aid charts that help you with the decisions that go on with the game. And you also have, a sequence of play here. So this is the Arjuna system that came in Gandhi, and Mr. Mansfield, along with Jason Carr, developed the Tru'ng system for Fire in the Lake. So with all that, let's look into the bag and see what we get here. There we go. So we're going to get a deck of cards, which again are very much like the Arjuna system, which the cards will govern what the solo bot does. You get rules of play. These are only 8 pages long, and you have kind of a chart there that talks about unshaded capability instructions, which you do there. So the rules are not that detailed of how you handle the cards, dual column, full color. And so really you only have about 7 pages of rules telling you how to use the charts. And then you have some more explanation on the back here. You have a reference book, which is a little bit longer, and it has the golden rules. This is 20 pages long, and then this is kind of the overall rules, or the overarching rules that you need to take effect depending on what cards are played. So you have designer notes. And it looks like you have maybe example of play there, in there. How to use the cards, that's always good. So it looks like you have a relatively extensive reference of play there. So it looks like the playbook really only has maybe 5 pages of references that you need to look at, and then looks like it has an example of play, which is always welcomed and is something very common or expected from GMT. Then you have your non-player aid card, which helps you govern, what happens on the card and how you play the different events or the different options that are on the card. And you have it for each of the different factions, some references, and then of course there's move priorities. So, as I said, the rules don't look that complicated, but these cards look a little complicated. Here's event cards, which are going to, tell you how the different event cards, what you do special, depending upon if that's drawn and what happens here, whether it's critical, performed, shaded text, and etc. That's going to help modify like the events and how they take place in the game. So you have that reference card, and then you have event instructions. So this is further talking about the different events, and there might be some instructions here that, change what that event normally would do and how it plays out with the Tru'ng bot. And then you have the non-player coup round instructions in there as well. So that's what you get in the bag. You're going to get these reference cards. You're going to get a reference book that kind of goes over how to use the cards. Then you're going to get the rules of play, which really are not that extensive. And then, of course, you get the cards as well, which, again, are similar to the Arjuna cards that was developed for the Gandhi coin game. So I hope that was helpful to you. If you like it, please like. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and I'd like to know your comments. Have you tried this out? Do you prefer the decision trees with the coin games? Have you played Gandhi and tried the Arjuna, and are you excited about this? Have you had a chance to play this game yet, or use these cards yet in your playing of Fire in the Lake? Or do you do what I do a lot of the times and just play all 4 factions to the best of your ability and don't really use a solo? That's what I tend to do. I did use the Arjuna, and I like it. That's why I got this. But on the other games that really have the decision tree, I tend to kind of make my own decision when I'm playing that faction. And I'll kind of refer to the decision tree and kind of look at it and say, yeah, okay, I kind of, and see how it plays out, but then decide, I might not do that, or I think there's a better play. So I kind of tend to play the 4 sides, which takes a little bit longer and is a little bit more muddled and confusing at times, but I tend to do that. But I do like this Arjuna and now this Tru'ng. I'm getting ready to crank that open and see how that works. But it does kind of simplify things once you get the system down. You're just using cards and not having to go through the decision tree. And so it is a much more simplified system and a little bit more streamlined in how you get to the decisions. Anyway, hopefully this was helpful. And as always, thanks for watching.